sort of stated that you are a one-trick pony. You know what a one-trick pony is, right? And I was a little bit surprised at that. But they came out pretty strongly. Hey, look, they're very opinionated people to start off with.
Right.
But they did come out pretty strongly, Curtis. How do you respond to that?
I think that I've proven that I'm not a one-trick pony. I can lead. I was a project manager on a task where I knew very little about what we were doing when we were filming the 30-second commercial. I played great support to both Brett, Holly and Sharon in 3 different tasks.
I mean, the problem I have is that Joan Rivers and Bill Rancic won. They did a fantastic job. They were great winners. And they've done very well since. So I have to listen to them. Do you agree with that? Curtis, you're fired.
You know, it's a compliment to hear that from Donald, right? Of course, you saw Curtis Stone on Celebrity Apprentice, and he's here in Vancouver doing a couple of shows that you can check out. How are you?
Nice to see you.
You know, that's not bad being fired by the future president of America, right? Can you imagine?
There's one of the most frightening thoughts that you can utter.
And wow, Curtis, you really got the oddballs on your cast of Celebrity Apprentice. What was it like for you when you first walked in and met Cyndi Lauper and Sharon Osbourne and the whole gang?
Bret Michaels.
Bret Michaels. You know, I was working with Feeding America before I agreed to do the Celebrity Apprentice, and then, of course, raising money for people that don't have enough to eat is really close to my heart. And it was something that I kind of went into thinking, oh, it'll be a bit of fun. And then I remember getting there the first day and Cyndi was talking to herself.
Cyndi Lauper, yes.
Bret Michaels was talking to everybody but nobody at the same time. Bill Goldberg looked like he wanted to kill everyone in the room, and I was like, what am I doing here? You know, I'm the only normal person in the room.
Why am I raising money this way? This is the craziest thing. But what an experience, too. I mean, just, you know, you could see everybody at some point. It almost turned into fun, right? Like you realize you kind of rediscover why you're there, right?
Yeah, it was like playing a game every different day, you know, and you're playing it with these incredible, creative people that have no practicality about them at all. Or
that's
the opposite,
such a wonderful thing to experience,
that's
though,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, the beautiful naivete of people put in that situation. Like they really haven't done a lot of stuff other than their specific, you know.
Yeah, you'd have a conversation and it'd go from what you were talking about to something different, but it'd never come back around. So, you know, which is why the challenges were so much fun, because you'd end up doing this crazy stuff.
Hey, let's go ride our bikes. And then off everybody goes.
Now, I was in the U.S. last week, and I was watching you on Top Chef Masters.
What a
and the
great
episode
show.
that I saw was the bug episode, where there were jars of creatures and critters, and then there was a taste test. But I couldn't really tell if you were eating any of the worms or cockroaches. Did you eat any of them?
I had to eat them all. It was disgusting.
All of them.
I mean, what happened was you take some of the best chefs from the world, actually, and you put them into this competition. And this one particular challenge was the chefs had to cook with worms and night crawlers and beetles and crickets. And, you know, in some parts of the world, those insects and bugs do get served. And
Delicacies.
Delicacies. Well, I tell you what, there wasn't much delicate about the way our chefs cooked them. Some of the dishes weren't bad and some of them were just plain horrible.
Now, there was a vegan fellow that didn't want to kill his worms, so he served them live. Did you try those ones?
I didn't. I totally chickened out. I gotta admit, you know,
I'm with you on that.
As a guy, you know, that has such a passion for your industry and the food industry and the restaurant industry, what's it like on Top Chef Master, being around people and watching them work and watching the art of cooking and what it can be? What's that like for you?
It was just a dream job for me. I was always a fan of Top Chef, you know, when that first came out, and I just moved to America and sort of watched a bit of the show. And then when they announced Top Chef Masters, I thought, this is even better, you know, some of the best chefs from the country are cooking
the
against
lineup,
each other.
I mean, for anybody that knows food, the lineup of people and the caliber of people that you guys have on the show is just, I mean, it's bizarre.
Really unbelievable. So to host it, you know, I put on 10 pounds, you know, doing the job, because we just ate these
Gotta eat a lot of worms.
All the time.
a lot of bugs.
Never
Now,
trust
do you
a
get
skinny
to
chef.
say you have to pack your knives and go, or do you have a saying, or what is it?
So the way it works is I kind of see myself as fighting the chef's corner, because I sit with the critics, which is really unusual for a chef to hear how they actually critique our food.
Yeah.
So I'd sit there and I'd try and explain why the chefs had done what they'd done. So I tried to be the voice of reason. So I sit at the critics' table, I give my opinion, but I don't actually have a decision. It was something I was really quite passionate about, is not, you know, deciding my peers' fate.
Yeah.
You know, they're great chefs.
Well, it's a career-limiting move if you're in the business as well, right? Like,
I won't be able to eat anywhere. You know.
Now, that season of Top Chef Masters will be airing in Canada soon, so people can watch it all. And then you've got another show that's not airing here yet, but I heard that you had to put up the bucks for this one. What is the show all about?
It's called America's Next Great Restaurant. There's 4 investors all judges. You know, we're the same thing. Myself, Bobby Flay, Steve Ells, who's a guy that started Chipotle, you know, which is an incredible chain of fast casual restaurants, and Lorena Garcia. And basically, we go out and look for the next great concept in the fast casual restaurant space, and we build them we build the winner 3 restaurants, one in LA, one in Minneapolis, and one in New York. So it's a pretty phenomenal prize, and you know, a pretty nerve-wracking one when you're the guy writing the checks. You know,
when you're actually the guy writing the money.
What have I done?
But
You
when
know?
you're asked to do a show and then they ask you to put up your own money,
Yeah,
I mean, did you have to really think it through?
It's a bittersweet conversation. You know, it's like, oh, this is NBC calling. We want to, you know, you do this incredible big show, and you're like, okay, great, and we want you to fund it. And you're like, hold on a minute.
This, Curtis, is the reality of television now. This is the way it works. You have to put up the bucks yourself.
Now, people have weird concepts for restaurants and what will work. So they always want a twist. What was some of the weird ones that didn't make it?
Wow, we had one guy who wanted to do the male version of Hooters. He wanted to call it Peckers, and he came in a pair of spandex shorts, you know, with this T-shirt, and I was like, you know what? I never want to eat in that restaurant.
Well, you know what? At least I have a place where I can always find a job, right? I mean, I can be a pecker.
You already are.
Hey, look, here's a new little pecker. There you go. Big pecker, whatever you want to call
himself. Okay, what are these live shows that you're doing in town? Because people can come see you.
Tomorrow night, I'm doing a big appearance at the casino at 8 o'clock. Do you know where it is?
Yes, I do.
Come on,
it's
tell
the
me.
Red Robinson Theater. I know, I had to look because I had to read it. Where is it again? It's at the Red Robinson Theater.
The Red Robinson, yeah.
Boulevard Casino.
That's right. I'm going to be cooking. It starts at 8 o'clock. We're doing this huge show, so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I'm going to swing by the bay this afternoon as well.
Are you going to bring your special apron?
We remember that for last time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's put it this way. The apron that he brought last time would qualify him to work at Peckers. So, have you done the live show before? Like, have you done the big sort of theater and soft seat and go in?
It's one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love it.
It must be fun to hear what people want to ask and
that's
sort of
right.
have those conversations.
Especially when you're in a casino that's a fun environment, and you know, I get people out of their chairs up on stage cooking with me, and we do these crazy little challenges, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, and it's safe for you to tell stories about your mom, which you love to do and can no longer do because of the miracle of the internet. Your mom now hears the stories that you're telling about her.
It's so true. You know, I used to. The reason I sort of entered the culinary world is because my mum's such a bad cook. You know, she put this stuff on the table.
I know, we're on the internet too, right?
Love you. She's now a really good cook, and we cook together often. But you know,
good save.
She was sorry, Mum. She was really the reason why I started, and I used to tell that story all the time until the internet really kicked in, and then she started reading it online. So now there's no secrets. Sorry, Loza.
Well, if you want to see Curtis, he is going to be at the Red Robinson Theater tomorrow night, and we have tickets to give away. If you want to email for your chance to win, you can email urbanrush@shaw.ca.
Yeah, you'll pick up some cooking tips, of course, but also get to ask your questions of Curtis as well, and here's some great conversation.
And who's coming up next, Little Pecker?
Thank you.